name in their binder. I'm Diane Gradington, and I work for BB Casa as the outpatients program manager. And I have worked in TDCJ. I worked at the Hamilton unit for 7 years. I worked upstairs at the in the women's program for about a year when it first opened up upstairs on the second floor. It was on the second floor then, and there was probably only about 30 women at that time. That's when I learned that I was being manipulated. But so I just want to go over this with you. There's a small test, just a personal questionnaire test, manipulation questionnaire in your book, in your package. If you'll open it up, I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to go through that right quick and look at it. I'm going to read through these really quick, but at the same time, if you want to go ahead and answer yes or no now, you can. If you want to take it later, answer yes or no to it later, then you can, because somewhere along the way while you're in this training, you might discover that you're being manipulated, okay? There is no way I'm going to stand right here and say out of all these people, nobody's being manipulated. What I will say is about 2 people in here may not be manipulated by clients. Maybe 2, okay? Because on a daily basis, if you have children, you're being manipulated. You got a husband, you're being manipulated. If you have friends, you're being manipulated. You didn't want to go to the movies, but she talked you into it. And now you're at the movies, and you hate the movie that you're watching. You got manipulated. Okay? Your kids, you tell them, no, you can't go. You can't. I don't want you to go over there. They say, but Mom, everybody else is going to be there. How come I can't go? And you get sick of saying no, and eventually you say, go ahead and go. And then you get that peace that you want. Okay? So we're being manipulated all the time. All the time. But I'm not here to talk about your kids and your husband and your friends and all that. I'm here to talk about these clients that are manipulating you on a daily basis at every single turn. Does anybody in here know what shooting a curve is? Raise your hand if you know what shooting a curve is. I need to see how many people actually know what that is. That's in a handbook. What's shooting a curve? Oh. What's shooting a curve? I saw your hand go.
It's when a client is manipulating, like maybe splitting staff, like they're trying to go around.
Splitting staff is different from shooting a curve.
When they talk to you when they shouldn't be.
When they should not be talking to you. When they should not be talking to you. That's a gimme, and this is going to happen all the time. All the time. Come here, Brenda. Let's use you for example. Brenda, bring a book or something with you. Bring something. This is a gimme. And if they get you here, they can get you. They can manipulate you for the rest of the time that you're in their presence, okay? So Brenda has something that she's doing. I've been told by Dale that I need to stay on this side of the building because this is where all the clients are, okay? So I walk to Brenda. She's busy. And I say to Brenda, Miss Brenda, I need to go over there because I left my books over there and I'm going to go sit over there. Is it okay? And Brenda tells me, if Brenda tells me yes, not only did I just shoot that curve, but I split staff. Yep. So I'm on my way over here to do whatever it is that I wanted to do in the first place, which was kind of evasive. Where are you going? Over here to do what you call them? What the heck? What's that? Be specific. What do you mean over here to do what you call them? Well, she said, who said? Who said? Make them be specific with you. Because they can get away with absolutely anything that they're trying to get away with. Number one, I shot a curve to her. I didn't have no business talking to her. If you're allowing clients to talk to you while they're in transit, they're wrong, you're wrong. They're wrong and you're wrong. They're not supposed to talk to you in transit. In the prison system, they're not even supposed to be looking at you face to face. They're not even supposed to have anything to do with you. And And believe it or not, but the same people that go to prison, stay in prison 20, 30, 10, 15, 2 years, come and live in the TTC. What makes them altogether not criminal now? Look it up. Look up the word criminology. Look up the word convict. Because that's what you're dealing with. You can sit down, baby. Thank you. I have a glove that's got a hole in it. I've been wearing these gloves for what? 2 years, 3 maybe? So when I walked in, I showed Tiffany that hole like it's her fault. And you know what she told me? That's okay, I'll get you another pair. I'm wrong for that. She might give me a pet. I get house shoes out of them, little old everything. I just always tell them, y'all know I'm on the property line. I don't have no money. I always tell them that. And they know exactly what I mean. Okay? So manipulation. Let's look at the word manipulation right quick. Are y'all working on that test? Y'all better get that test done. Says, what is manipulation? The pan burn off. Hey. Girl. It says, what is manipulation? How many Christians do we have here? I'm Christian. I claim I am saved to the bone. Sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized, speaking in tongues. Hallelujah. That's me. Okay? So when I first came into this field, I thought, oh, I just want to help somebody. I want to bring them to the Lord. Come on, go to church with me and all that. Because that's what I'm taught as a Christian. The two. You know, love your neighbor as yourself. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, all that. All that. You be kind to somebody. Show the fruit of the Spirit. Huh? So when I came up in here, they were getting me.
Left and right.
They were getting my Christian self. Honey, I had them going to church with me and everything. Just manipulating my whole congregation. Going home with folks. Everything. Y'all, I had a client that got pregnant by a pastor. Oh, don't act shocked. I just said, woo. And then she came into my office and told me, is it wrong to get an abortion? That's your decision to make. Is it wrong to get an abortion? Let me tell you how crazy this is. 2 weeks later, I saw her at my neighbor's house. My neighbor's granddaughter. That's my neighbor's granddaughter. And I didn't know it because I hadn't seen her. But then when I saw her at my neighbor's, I'm like, what's she doing? Oh, the Miss Agnes. And then I found out that was her granddaughter. She never told me she had a granddaughter that had been in prison. She was ashamed of it and everything. And we never discussed the fact that I knew her. But that's how close these people are to you in your neighborhoods and everywhere. They're watching you 24/7. They see you're coming and you're going. They know what kind of perfume you're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
And ladies, they know when you're on your cycle.
That's true.
They do.
That's true.
They clean up and empty your trash. They know all that. They know if you needy,
That's
because
right.
you and your boyfriend mad at each other. You and your girlfriend mad at each other. They know when you're needy. And they will take complete, come here, baby, let's show them how they do when you're needy. Come here. Come on, sweetie. I don't bite. I'm loud, but I don't bite. I'm like a little chihuahua or something. Woo! I've learned to have fights. I got to have fights. Because when I say no, that's all.
That's it.
I can't even comprehend going back into it and say, well, maybe. And if you look in the packet, you'll see that maybe is not even an option. You say no. You learn how to say no. Just say no. So let's just say I've been watching her. She's coming and going. She's taking care of her business. But today she's not feeling like she's not feeling it. She's a little upset. And I'm just waiting to, hey, I've been watching her anyway. Huh? So I told girl, I like them shoes you got on. It's kind of cute. I'm client. And when I complimented her shoes, if she allows me to do that, oh, I'm going somewhere else. If I don't shut her down immediately, then I'm going somewhere else. Where you got them shoes at? If she tell me where she bought them shoes at, oh, I shop there too. Now I'm trying to find commonality, a common ground. You don't look like you're doing too good today. What happened? If she tell me what happened,
You got her.
that's all. That's all I need. If she tell me, well, tell me something, give me a sob. Oh, last night, I'm already in. I'm already in. Last night. What happened? Is he messing around behind your back? But let me tell you something. You're really too cute for somebody to be breaking up with you. You look good. I don't know why you tripping. Girl, because you need to kick that zero to the curb anyway. He wasn't doing nothing for you. You working up here. You have to come to work all the time. I see you come, you work all the time. You working crazy shit. You work too hard for that. How many kids you got? And if he ain't taking care of your kids, you really need to do something. Girl, he ain't the one. That's okay. Yeah. Hey! Huh? You're really not doing his job. But you know what? That's okay, because I got a brother. And I had saw you the other day. I told my brother, you know, she real cute. And y'all probably, when I get out and everything, I'm going to call you and blah, 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 blah. And there it is.
There it is.
An inappropriate relationship. It's considered an inappropriate relationship, and it's in a physical case. In the prison system, you write that down, and he can get a case for that. Or she can get a case for that. Or whatever the case may be. But because we just want to help, that's what we're here for, then we don't mess around with that. Well, okay, then I'll talk to you. I'll give it to you, girl. Because what she did is she planted the seed that there may be somebody better for you there. And not only there may be somebody, but he's accessible. I can get him to you. And before that cycle of 3 months is up, she's going to introduce her to her brother, her cousin. He's coming to visitation. Or whoever. He coming to visitation.
You know, I had an example of that when I worked on Pack One. This guy had come down and asked me something, and I said, okay,
Baby,
I'll stop that quick, fast, and hurry. So I told him, I said, oh, you can't get it from me. If I have to go pay taco sardine, make it, get it from you. Yeah.
That's how they roll.
Yep.
I'm telling y'all, they don't play. Yes, ma'am.
So how should you address it if someone walks up and says, hey, I like those shoes you got on?
Are you shooting a what is that? Are you talking to me? Quick, fast, and in a hurry. You better recognize that they're shooting a curve. That they're not supposed to be talking to you. I'm so crazy. They would say something to me in the prison, and I'd walk around like, am I here? You gonna shoot that curve? Because I'm ready to write you up when you shoot that curve. I'm ready to hold you accountable for that and bring you to encounters and say that you attempted to make an inappropriate relationship with me. I'm ready to do it at a moment's notice. I know I didn't just hear somebody.
And the birds chirping loud or what?
You better hold him accountable for shooting a curve. It's shooting a curve. Your kids do a real good job. When they know you're on the phone, they'll come in. They'll come in. Shooting a curve. Just shoot it at you. Just shoot it and see what happens. Stick it out there. So let's go back to the paperwork. Because I have a whole training. I got 30 minutes to do. Okay. Essentially, manipulation involves causing a person to think, feel, or behave in a way that is ultimately not in their best interest. Causing you to think something you weren't even thinking about, or behave in a way that you're not even supposed to be behaving in. This may be done consciously or by bullying or by coercion or subtle through lying or deceit. When I brought that glove in, I never said a word to Tiffany. I just pointed at it. And she saw that hole, And she said, "That's okay, I'll get you another pair." Your clients do that to you all the time. They do that all the time. They use every single, how you say, the 5 senses to put you where they need you to be. They're trying to get you in a spot. Come here, Dale. Dale, you play basketball?
Used to.
Come here, Dale.
Uh-oh.
If you play if you in the sport of basketball, coaches will teach you. You don't want them to go over here because this is their best side. This is where are you right-handed, Dale?
Right.
So this is Dale's best side. I don't want him to go to the right. So what I would do, because if I was a basketball player, is I'd come here and guard him here.
Right.
Right here. And I would ultimately, he had to use his left hand because I'd had this. He would have to run into me, an offensive foul, in order to get this spot. He'd have to because I'm playing. I'm right here.
Right here.
So he'd have to go this way. Ultimately, thank you, Dale. Ultimately, that's what clients do.
It's kind of
They
like sheepdog.
manipulate you into going into the route they want you to go into. It's called downing a duck. They downing a duck. As a matter of fact, they manipulate you into going exactly the route that they want you to take. Okay?
It's like having a sheepdog
And they do
herd.
it all the time, every single day. They do it to all the staff. Not just 1 or 2 of the staff, but every staff. Know that you're being watched right now by somebody in this building so that they'll know exactly when to approach you. I heard you lost your keys. Well, I had told them, we're going to help you look for your keys. Now, that's the client telling the staff.
So they know what's going on.
And they know because they listen to everything going on in the hallway. They hear everything going on in the hallway. Everything. So if you're talking to her about the fact that you broke up with your boyfriend, she might even approach her first and say, "Is she going to be okay? Is she going to be all right?" She might. If I was her girl, I'd take at least 2 days off. I'd take some time off. They need her gone because there's something that she's been watching that they want to take care of while she's gone. It's called manipulation.
They do that all the time to me, Diane, because I don't talk to them.
They begin, Sean.
And they'll sit out in the hallway in the Midland
Listen.
and talk about what they want me to know.
Exactly.
You know, because they want me to know what's going on upstairs. So they'll sit out there and talk about it. When I get a chance to tell Miss Sean, I'm going to let her know.
I'm going to let her know. She already hear you. Okay? And that's what that is. It says here, however, research shows that manipulation is remarkably common. Sometimes there is a fine line between manipulation and skilled people management. When I saw that, I thought about my boss. She get me to do just about anything.
Anything she wants.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not going to Brenham. Yeah, I am headed to Brenham.
No, I'm not coming to Saturday training.
Woo! I sure said that. I said, this ain't none of my business, but I got to come. Right?
There you go.
You know what she told me? This how she did me, Donna. She said, you're so good at it.
I know you're so good.
And I said, oh, okay, I'll do it this time. I'll do it. So here I am, Dale. You're not paying me no extra nothing. On a Saturday. This is a book called Games Criminals Play.
Yeah. Good book.
Excellent book. If it were up to me, everybody coming into our programs across the board would read this book during orientation. Because it tells you how you're being manipulated. And what's going on and how it's going on. If you look at this, it's got puppets on the string. Do that look? That makes sense. Now watch this. It's got on half a suit and half a coat outfit. Huh? When you have people that are so intelligent that they finished their degrees and all of that, but they weren't smart enough to stay out of prison. And then when they come into this setting, you know, I got a bachelor's degree, I got a bachelor's degree, this, blah, 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 and I'm thinking about doing this, so I'm thinking about doing that, blah, 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 and dragging you in. I had a guy tell me the other day, he makes, I can't remember what kind of money he make a week.
Some outrageous something.
Something outrageous. And I thought, man, are they hiring over there? You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Guess what? He's a client, and if I open the door for the fact that I need money, he's gonna approach me at some point in time and say, you know, I heard that you said that you were trying to get a bike for your son and something was happening. But you know, when I'm not gonna be a counselor. I'm not gonna be a client for. But you know, if you need me, loan me money. I can loan you money. I'll just put it on the table in my room, and you can just go in there and get it. I won't have to switch hands. They'll do everything to convince you that it's okay and it's not okay. You never take money from a client. I think Pam talked about that. You just never do it. Not even a nickel to the machine because you ran short. Because all that does is set you up to be compromised. You compromised and jeopardized yourself at this point. If you read this book, he'll tell you, it don't take but just a little piece of gum, and then I'm going to have you pack muling things in here. See, Tiffany almost had me run an errand for her yesterday. So did. The other day, she said, Doc, she said, can you go get me some ice? I had to think about it. I said, no, I'll be able to do that. Because once she had me doing it, I'll be doing it. All the time. But she asked somebody else and she got right up and went and got it for her. I said, see, they're wrong for that.
No gloves for you.
They're wrong. Hey,
No gloves, the gloves are on the table now.
I ain't worried about them gloves. I ain't worried about the gloves. And what's crazy about the whole glove thing is I can get another pair for $1.99 over at the store. But I've been wearing them, hoping one day she'll
She gonna
come in.
get you a good pair.
I bought you this glove thing. Okay. That's how we do. They'll tell us that they don't have any clothes. I don't have anything to wear.
Miss.
And we'll bring boxes up here for them. Clothes. They manipulated you and got you into bringing that stuff up here. You're actually not supposed to bring it and give it to them. It's not supposed to roll like that. Shoes, clothes, hats, gloves, none of that. It's not supposed to go that way. And they'll sit in our office and tell us those sob stories. The first time I had to take a day pass from a lady, I was so devastated because she was going to go see her kids. And that weekend, when I went home that Saturday, because I was working day and night up at this moment, but that weekend I was fixing me some eggs, and I'm crying in my eggs because God, they don't even let them go see their kids.
Gotcha.
Huh? What did she do to get that day pass taken? That weekend pass. She had done something to get the whole pass taken away from her. But I was so convinced that I was here to help. I'm going to help these women. I'm bringing them all to Jesus. That was my rationale for coming into the field, was because I want to help everybody to get understanding, get sober and clean, and come to the Lord. That was my rationale. But then somewhere along the way, I found out I was being played like a puppet, like a fiddle. Crazy stuff going on. Let's look at the next page. It says, have you ever seen or heard someone say, or do something like this? Have you ever seen or heard someone say, get what they want from others, when the others are not willing initially to give it? Okay? Have you ever heard someone be dishonest and get people to do or act in a way that they might not have freely chosen on their own to get you to do something? Have you ever heard or seen someone create a false reality that offenders want others to believe is true? Ooh.
Yes.
So check this out. I'm working in outpatient on the other side. And one day, I look out the window, I'm looking out the door, and I see smoke coming from the little blind spot over there in the cone. Smoke in the blind spot? I'm thinking a staff show ain't got no business because we have to go across the street or whatever the case may be. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, what's really going on? So I go to investigate. I'm nosy. It really ain't my business because I work in outpatient. I know there's inpatient outside. It really ain't my business. I'm just being nosy. get over there, and I see the woman take the cigarette and put it behind and put it out. I saw this. And I said, are you smoking over there? They told me no.
Smell it all day long.
I smelled the smoke. I saw the smoke. That was the reality. But they convinced me that they weren't smoking. No. No, ma'am. Just as I'm talking to him, I guess somebody didn't know who I was or something, took a cigarette and was getting ready to fire that up, and I turned around just in time enough to see her doing it.
And marched you right straight into my office.
I sure did. Said, hey, who? Was no conversation going on. You're not supposed to be having that cigarette. And I said, who's your counselor? And she said, Donna. And that was all the conversation I had for her. Let's go to Donna.
That's good.
Your client. This is your client.
Do something with her.
Smoking outside. But the reality of it is that there's so much blind side going on that they can convince you that they're not doing something, but they really are. The traffic and trading in here all the time. It's too many people for that not to be happening. And if Donna don't have something, I'm going to ask her, so did you need some? And oh, I have that. Let me get that for you.
Oh, no.
And bring it to her. Not just the clients, but the staff too. Somebody told me they order pizza up in here. I didn't know that. They say they order pizza. And that then a staff member might get a piece. Oh, somebody come home and feel faint. What's that all about? What is that all about? We're not supposed to sit down to a meal with them and they're whoop, whoop, beep, beep. No, they're not your friend. They are not your friend. I don't even care if they come in here and they're related to you. They are not your friend. And if they're related to you, you better say something quick.
Somebody.
You better say something quick to a supervisor, quick, fast, and hurry. That's my cousin over there. When I was working at the prison, I have a cousin that we go hunt with. I love him to death, but that boy can't stay out of trouble for nothing. And I'm calling him a boy now. He's like 35, 40 years old. Because he started growing up in the prison because he can't leave folks' stuff alone. I ain't going to call him a thief, but you know what I'm saying?
He borrows a lot.
And he came, he borrows a lot, and he don't give it back.
Don't give it back.
I can't.
Forget
He
where it goes.
came to the prison unit where I was working. And when he was coming, I heard in the press, because you hear everything at the prison, that he had made the unit. Now, he made the unit way on the other side, and I'm on the back side over here in the building, but I heard through the press, your cousin on this unit come from the cow, and I knew he was doing 5 months, and he didn't have to be there. I had all his business, just like that. And I called the warden, and I said, I need to talk to you. I've got a relative out here, he can't stay. And I was crying because I wanted him home. He had a cell phone at the Beaumont, and he called me, told me he got it from an,
From an officer.
told me he got it from an officer. Said he had a couple of girlfriends in there.
Wow.
That's how crazy that is.
Wow.
But when I told the warden that he couldn't stay, he said, well, I tell you what, Miss Granger, just write that up and we'll move him out and blah, blah, and bloop, bloop, boop, boop, beep, beep. And sure enough, his madness got started with not me, but other folks that he knew from Brian. And it was not even 2 weeks when the madness got started with other folks that he knew from Brian. I went to the warden and I said, you got to get him off this unit. Get him off this unit. Because I know me. And my first thing is, no, he didn't. He didn't say that. Y'all leave him alone. Y'all picking on him because he did. Leave him alone. I'm a human being. That's my cousin. And I don't want them messing with him. That's why I said, get him off this unit. Before I get in a wreck. get him off this unit, and they got him off that unit. They had to, because I know me, and I would go to his rescue instead of letting Dale them handle him.
Uh-huh.
Don't be handling my cousin like that. Come on, Dale. I'm serious. I would have conned and talked to everybody about not handling him. Because it's doable. People do that all the time. Let's go back to the paperwork. I ain't got but a couple of minutes. I got a conference I'm at. And they probably ain't eating either. It already ate. Where we at?
4.
No, we're going to move along. Maintain power and control, even though others like monitors think that they have the control. Just when you think you have the control, they're doing something behind your back to manipulate you so that they can really have the control.
Oh, yeah.
This is a TC. Guess who is the agent of change? The clients are the agent of change. Okay, it's not the counselors, it's not the directors, it's the clients are the agent of change. So they get put on a board called a structure board. Am I right?
Yep.
Talk about it. They get put on a structure board. Okay? And when they're on the structure board, they have coordinator, elder coordinator, ramrod, block, bloop, beat, expediter, maintenance, right? Huh? Okay. So if you're looking on that board and you're working that night and your name ain't there, if your name is there, it needs to be at the top. But if they got you way down here in the corner on the bottom, what's up with that? What's up with that? Move my name up here. Because where you see your name is where they put you. Where you see your name is where they put you. I found out in the prison system, they used to say, I walk in the building, and they were on the dorm, and hey, Miss Fraser, come on in, sit down. And they would
Put you
put me
right
right
there.
here. There was a vent right there. I'm just being honest with y'all. There was an air-conditioned vent right here, and it would blow.
Come on.
Work with me, y'all. Don't make me.
I understand. Yeah.
It would be cold.
So they kicks off too.
Yeah.
Y'all come on where I'm
They
going.
put you right where they want you.
They put me exactly where they wanted me. And they would watch me all the time the whole time I'm in group. They're watching me.
Somebody don't get it.
And so I didn't understand. But after someone got out, I saw him in the store one day. And he said, hey, I want to tell you something. And I said, well, how are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. He said, they put you in that spot because they want you there. And I just need to let you know that your nipples be just hard.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They put you where they want you. Number one, I learned a couple of things. Go shopping. Yeah. Get you some support. Y'all don't hear me up in here. Get you some support. And then I learned, don't sit in front of that vent. Don't ever let them sit me where they want me to sit. Come here, Dale, I want to show them something else too.
They got you posted up.
Oh!
Oh, you go down.
Doing me like that. And I didn't know because I was just as green as the grass outside. If Dale is standing right here in front of me and I'm talking to him, can y'all tell what I'm saying?
Yep.
No.
Because he's way bigger than you.
He's bigger than I am. But he's got his back so that you can't see what I'm saying
Right.
and what I'm talking about. Thank you, Dale.
He's blocking
can't
you so they
see
can
it.
do what they want to do.
You don't know
They
what's
ain't throwing
happening.
killers out on you.
So guess what? When they walk up to you and post up with their back to everybody else, manipulate them into moving over to the wall
Yeah.
There's supposed to be space between you.
so that everybody can see what they're saying. Because once they start whispering to you, it's something wrong with that in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? It's something wrong. I got to move on because I got things I got to do. All right. It says here, avoiding not doing the necessary things to meet the obligations and responsibilities. That's just a lack of perspective. Don't want to do it, ain't going to do it, or come up with a couple of 2 or 3 lies so I don't have to do it. Well, I hurt my ankle. I was thinking maybe I should go sit over there. And if some, can you call the ambulance? Can y'all, so somebody can, ooh. Gone to the hospital.
No group that day.
But Sean's real smart. They were going to the hospital daily out of this book so that they could smoke cigarettes. She started sending monitors with them. That slowed down a little bit. Attempting to make others feel guilty for their criminal actions or thoughts. This is really good with encounters because if you got somebody who's a client who's encountering everybody, they walk around, they're the police patrol. That's all right.
Gotcha.
Got it. Okay? They got some stuff going on that they don't want you to know about. Right here in this building. Right here in this building, they got some stuff going on that they don't want you to know about. And then an argumentative and escalated voice volume. The louder they talk, the more they use anger as control, the more power that they're gaining. It's like whatever you feed, it gets bigger. Okay? I'm going to go down a little bit. Here's something else that happens. You got writ writers. They want to argue just to be arguing. They want to catch you slipping so that they can write that up. And then they threaten you with, well, that's okay. Hey, you do what you want to do. But I'm going to write dishes. What's that number on the wall? Writ writers. They come in. You can't get rid of writ writers. They're going to come in all the time. And just when you get rid of one writ writer, here comes another one in the door. That's a form of manipulation. That's a form of manipulation, and they do it all the time. You might as well get used to it. They're not going nowhere. They're going to keep on coming. Seasonal. Arguing and questioning just for the sake of it, that's the writ writers. Now here's one. Woo. Come here, Donna.
Uh-oh.
Come on, baby.
Uh-oh.
Me and Donna been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Donna, you know what? You're the best
No.
counselor.
Can't be touched.
Exactly. Wait a minute.
No.
They don't treat. They're not treating us the way that you treat us. You're kind. You're sweet. You're considerate. They're so mean and nasty to us, Miss Donna.
Well, you know what? We just do our job.
Just do our job. Well, you're still the best counselor.
Well, thank you very much, but I'm sure I'm not the best.
What do you want? The question I asked
What's
them,
going
what
on
do
in
you
your
want?
You know, you're the best monitor. You understand what we're going through, and you've been through some stuff, so you kind of understand where I am. You got 3 kids. I got 3 kids. You're the best monitor. They don't treat us the way that you treat us. They're nasty to us, and they're just not as. I don't even think they're as confident as you are. You're the only one who seems to know what we really need up in here. You're the absolute best. They don't even treat me the way you do, girl. They hate me up in here. But you seem like you like us. I like that. There's something called a us and a them syndrome.
Yep.
Okay? Us, they're putting you in the category, you're one of us.
Yep.
Them, that's Miss Shawn.
Yeah.
They're putting you in a category with the staff. That's them. You're the best one. You don't treat us the way that they do. They be talking down to us all the time. You don't talk to us like that. You have to be careful with that. On the back side of this, and then I'm gonna say this and move out the way. It says ways to avoid manipulation. Okay? I might start at the back one and work my way up or something. But it says, be active in your treatment team and monitoring staff. It doesn't make any sense for Brenda to stand here and not shoot her curve, and Dale just told me I can't go over there. All of your staff have to be on the same page. I don't care if you're cooking in the kitchen, if you're monitoring, if you're washing dishes, laundry, whatever you're doing. If you're driving, if you're administrative, if you're counselors, everybody have to be on the same page. Because if you're telling me that I can't go on this back side over here, and then he comes to tell me, well, the whole yard is free, you can do what you want to do. Then we got some problems, some serious issues.
They also need to know that we do talk to each other.
Yeah, they have to know that.
They have got, I mean, they think we never speak.
They think that y'all don't. This is an excellent meeting. It's an excellent way to get together and know which client is doing what. Because you've got some clients that are already in the process of manipulating and other staff don't know it. They have no idea that they're being watched.
Yep.
And that's all it is to it. You know, if you look different, if you act different, if you talk different, whatever the case may be, they're gonna approach you and say, oh, you're so different. You're not like the rest of them.
And that should be your cue right there, that they're trying to get you
Yeah,
right away.
they're working on you.
Be prepared, you know, because it's gonna happen. It says, include all your team. Be suspicious and question and verify offenders' actions or requests. Here's the deal. I learned from Mary Moffitt a long time ago. She said, just tell them, let me check with the team. When they ask you something, well, girl, let me check with the team. And walk away from it. They said that I could go to the store. Let me check with the team. Because people will go to the store without permission.
Oh, yeah.
They know they out of place. That's the case. You can go back to prison for going to the store without permission. And they know it. So when they walk by and they're headed out the door, it's okay if you're the monitor to say, let me see your day pass. Where you supposed to be going? Where you headed? Ask questions. Let me be real quick. Follow the agency rules, policies, and procedures. Stick to them. Be familiar with the rules. Know what the rules say and stick with it. Monitor the documentation, remarks, gestures, actions. Hey, keep something on you that you can write with. Because like I said, I know I saw smoke and I know I smelled it. But they told me no, so I believed that. I started to convince myself, well, maybe I didn't. But I did. Communicate openly and often with your immediate supervisor and other employees. Offenders must know, like Donna said, that you're communicating. Know your job and continue to be educated regarding your job. Know your job. Whatever your job is, know it. Become educated and proficient in what you do. If I'm cleaning, I'm going to be proficient in cleaning. I'll be able to get that done. Huh? I'm going to look for everything that I need to do to that so that I can do it better. Why not? It says, learn to say no. And when when you say no, no means no. It means no now. It means no later. It means no forever. When you say no, mean no. Stick with it. Don't waver with them, because all they need is a maybe. I used to ask my husband stuff, and if I could get him to say a maybe,
It's done.
it's a done deal, and I knew it. I knew it. I did a lot of traveling behind maybe. Then he said he wasn't going. I'm on a maybe with him right now. You nice show up to this company of mine. Anyway, never give or take anything from the offender client, no matter how trivial. This would jeopardize and compromise your authority. Don't take nothing. Don't take a stick of gum. Don't give them nothing.
Oh, your pen isn't working here.
That's
Here's
all right.
mine.
I'll go up to the front desk and get one.
Yeah.
Do not take nothing from them. Ooh, boo, beep, beep. You talk about compromise. The moment you take it, and no matter how small it is, you're compromised. Because see, what I want to do is I want to get you to give me a piece of gum, or I'm going to give you a piece of gum, and we're going to share that thing. And once that's done, then I can utilize you in a bigger way. Because if you don't do what I say, I'm going to tell it that you gave me gum in the first place. See, I'm not your friend. What I am is a convict. I'm an offender. I'm a criminal. And I'm going to manipulate you into believing it's just a piece of gum. Before you know it, you're a pack mule.
Yeah, I was going to say you bring it in pot.
Bring it in pot, sneaking in beer in the cooler and everything. Because you're afraid you're going to lose the job. Because they're threatening. And that's like the relationships too. It don't take but the one time for them to put their hand on you and touch you inappropriate. And then the next time it's going to be more. It's going to set you up for failure. Because when you have sex with an offender, you just did a rape act. Oh, really? Yeah. Prison Rape Elimination Act. When you have sex with an offender, you just raped. And you can be convicted of that. People have been put in jail for that. Huh? So you have to be careful. Or anything, any kind of sexual act. Kissing, hugging, any of that. Can get you in a hot mess. Yeah. Says never take anything. Do not rely, share personal information, problems, or feelings with offenders' clients. Keep them off your Facebook, Twitter. I heard Pam say, do not share family pictures, picnics, family reunions, Christmas party photos. Put that stuff away.
I do not have one picture in my office of anybody. You know, it's like having a picture of your child. How do you know that this person isn't a sex offender
Thank you.
and they're going back to their room masturbating to your thought of your child in their face?
You don't know.
You don't know. That's scary.
You don't know. If I was working with the lady, she had a picture of her son, pictures of her son when he was in prison. And how you get these pictures from the prison, hey, that tripped me out right there in the first place. But she had pictures of him all over the place. And what she was doing is they would come in and they would find a commonality between her son and them. And there was some transference going on even with her. Eventually she was walked out that unit for some inappropriate stuff. But she had pictures of her son all in her office. It was the warden who told me one day, because I had a picture of my husband in my office, and he said, you know you jeopardize yourself when you do that. And I said, what do you mean? I mean, he's a big guy, you know, boop, boop, anybody come against him, he's gonna fight, blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, but you don't want them to know him, you don't want them to see him, you don't want them to know none of that.
Right.
Because they'll use that against you. You know, I saw your husband the other day. I saw him, right? He was at the store. Who was that lady you was with? See, now I'm ready to fight. Give it up!
That law library gives them a lot of access.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
It does. Because they have internet in the law library.
Yep.
They can find out anything about it.
Anybody they want. So, and we have to be careful with that. Always be cautious dealing with offenders. Know your surroundings at all times. Know where you are. Know the way out. And I say that kind of loose. Know how you can get out of
your
this
exit,
situation.
yeah.
And keep them on the other side of the exit and you where you can get to it quicker than they can. If a fight break out, you got to know how to get out of there. But guess what? If a fight break out, they're going to come to, that's all right, come up inside, we got you.
No.
We got you. Then they're going to bring that to your remembrance. You know that time that fight came down there? I'll see if you can get me out.
I ain't gonna let you.
Okay.
I want to see if I can get out a couple of days early. Well, you got me out there, fight out so I can get it. Huh? Okay, then it says, address offenders appropriately. They are not your friend. In the prison system, they call them by their last name. Yes. In the prison system, they call them by their last name. Address them appropriately. Take actions early if you feel you've been manipulated. Go to a supervisor. Even now, if you think you've jeopardized or compromised yourself, go to somebody, squash it, is what you're doing. Okay? Because it's better to go and say, you know, I did give her a piece of gum, than for her to have you packing stuff in and out. Okay, finally, in DC setting, do not give one offender absolute power over others. You must be the authority. Again, your name should be up at the top of the board. It should be at the top of their structure board. They have to know that you're the ultimate authority because you don't want any offender to punish another offender for something that they've done. Okay? Because that's a mess, too. All right, well, I ain't gonna say.
In this room, they have entirely too much property. Too much. This is uncalled for. This is way too much stuff. This is what we have to get eliminated from the rooms. TDC says it's too much.
Open up that door right there.
The back closet.
Put your stuff on. Look.
Can I get
it? It's too much.
You want a photo with?
Yeah. Okay.
So Tiara and Linda and Brenda are going to come and do a room inspection first. You're going to go from the top to the bottom, making sure everything is clean, checking mattresses, making sure there's no holes in the mattresses. If there are, they need to be pulled. We'll get them a new one. Making sure there's no dust on the mini blinds. The mini blinds are in working order. Everything's in working order in this room. If it's not, then there's a place in the back. There's check marks and there's places in the back that you can write on that are given to me. A copy is given to me. This is put in the binder in the monitor's office, and I give it to Mr. Gary. We put it on the maintenance log and we get it fixed. But I'm not receiving these. I need these all the time. So, here you go. Still in good condition. Come on, come up.
Check the pillows also. Tear. We're just doing inspection, right? We're not doing a search.
No, we're not doing a search yet. This is room inspection.
Inspection. One error right here. This person has 3 pillows.
When y'all see
Where's
that,
where's my writing person? This individual has 3 pillows.
To find out which ones actually belong to them or
And-
brought in.
Oh, BB Casa names are on their pillows.
and BB Casa property, and they have other pillows.
McBride
With
has
a
3
BB
pillows.
Casa,
Are they BB Casa
This is
pillows?
where
Her
her
pillows
pillows.
is work. BB Casa pillows.
Yes,
And this one may be her pillows.
yes, and you'll get with the client. They will turn in that BB Casa pillow. There is a property sheet with BB Casa property in a law, in a binder over there. Y'all check it all back in. It goes back to Miss Johnson.
We can't take it.
You want to take it now?
I want to take BB Casa stuff.
No, don't take it. You have to wait until the client's good, so they can sign off on it.
Could we check this one? You only have to do one mattress, right?
We're doing inspection right now.
Putting the blinds, putting the air conditioning
The windowsill is dusty. The window, the mini blinds are dusty.
So you'll get blinds are dusty. And when the line comes back here, or they're in here, they need to re-clean them. You have to re-clean.
Filter dirty.
Okay, she got luggage, she got boxes. Miss Johnson, raise that side up over there. I think she got 2 boxes. She got luggage, she got shoes up underneath the bed.
Underneath the bed. Period. Nothing.
Prohibited item. You can go ahead and confiscate those.
She can't get out that, y'all said it too fast. She got all this stuff up underneath the bed. And my eyes is messed up.
There's a little, take the remote to go right there. There's the remote to go with it right there.
Cool. Tell them that they do not have.
Yeah, she got that.
Tell them they can hear me outside.
They cannot have anything underneath the bed.
We got, where is she? We got 2 drawers underneath there.
You don't check it then?
And then it's
No, y'all got to clean
we got another client with 3 pillows.
And that means y'all will come back and client.
This is a way that
She's over here.
it should not look.
This is one of the reasons why I don't have pillows.
So,
Right here, this is one of the
when
reasons.
you start identifying multiple pillows and storage.
It's almost clean.
You got to see that lid? Like this is room 206.
Oh, okay.
Right, or
Bottom
bottom
bunk.
bunk.
And then that one is the top bunk over there against the wall with extra pillows.
Nothing should be on the windowsills, period, in a room.
That's too much.
And nothing should be on the walls, and no pictures, nothing.
Yeah.
It should be on
Pictures,
the wall.
no
Pictures should
nothing.
be
That
taken
schedule
off.
right there should be on the back of the door.
And
or
pictures
back-
over here.
Or the closet door.
And these calendars shouldn't be on the wall.
Nope, nothing.
They should be on the door.
It should be on a door or their locker. And when you're checking like the shower, make sure there's non-slip strips in the shower. Always has to be, we have to comply with TDC on that. There's no mold in the shower. If there's mold, report it ASAP.
No, just kidding.
No, it's pine salt.
Pine salt?
Wow. In a water bottle.
Can't have that in. If they had it in a water bottle, it looks like water.
You'll have to check every bottle. You'll have to smell them. You'll have to see
Put all
what's in them.
this in the shower.
Cook and go or get it.
Go get
Then they
it,
got
get
more over here.
it. You gotta go, don't you?
Plenty of stuff.
That
should not have this many bottles of shampoo, conditioner, or liquid soap in the shower area.
It should not have a whole cutter.
Shampoo?
Right.
Y'all gotta let me know about that.
Okay, you got excessive stuff underneath this bed right here. Oh, excuse me. A lot of extra stuff over here. What's in that one, dear? Oh.
Okay, they have a lot of
Oh, it's a clothes basket.
No, you have started saying excessive stuff.
But it mainly go by the list. Go by knowing that there's nothing.
Better video. No, that's her. You talking about in the corner? Yeah.
That one right got this bottle. No, right here. Look, something. I don't know if that's eyeglasses or something underneath there. Right there. Okay. That side over there.
Like any of the towels, that's another one.
It's right here, Miss Johnson.
Yeah. Right there in the corner. What is that? What? Oh, Lord. Can you reach it?
I'm gonna have to move it. It's right there by the bedpost.
Maybe glasses in my hand.
Yeah, it's glasses.
Don't fall on you, 'cause I'm jumping.
Other accessories. You had accessories, pillows.
No question.
Already.
If a rat come out, I'm gone.
Where is Miss Crystal at? I don't see her. Here I'm
The way I move, baby, behind a rat.
possibilities. Who's bottom bucket?
Aw, rats don't scare me.
Who's bottom bucket?
Snake? Yes.
And
Looks like they had
there shouldn't be
cigarettes.
any towels like hanging on the bed, period. Hanging on the
Embrace
rack.
rod?
See how in on the lockers, there's towel hangers behind the door, that's where they
You
need
need a
to
flashlight?
Right, nothing's on the bunk beds. CDC was here a couple
Uh-oh,
weeks ago
over
and there
here.
was panties hanging in the
Uh-oh.
room. No panties hanging on the roof. There's no clothes hanging in the room drying at all.
Right, damn, what is that?
Uh-oh.
What?
You're on camera.
Bird.
I'm gonna go get that big flashlight.
Now there's a ladder right there. You need a ladder? Ladder's right here.
Right here?
One of the tall guys can get it.
Be careful with this towel right here, 'cause
That's fine. Give him my
it's like, it looks like, big water something.
Here, John.
Watch it, watch it.
When like they're fixing to do
Here you go,
a
John.
like search, so they're trying to find any contraband.
There's a trash bag right there.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
What is that?
Weed. They got a lot of it too.
Great.
Ooh,
That's
weed.
almost a lid, ain't it?
A lid, you say?
It look like it.
I can see. Anyway.
Okay. Okay. Is it empty?
This was a great room.
Michonne. Coffee? It's coffee.
Coffee.
It's coffee?
What's in it? Coffee is used to camouflage drugs. That's what coffee is used for.
Well, I'm not gonna go over
Here, Dina, here's the cell phone.
Ooh. Right there.
Oh, painted it.